The laboratory was a symphony of humming machines, flickering holograms, and the faint scent of ozone. Dr. Elara Voss adjusted her glasses, her fingers dancing across the holographic interface as she input the final sequence of genetic code. The creation pod hissed, its translucent surface fogging up as the nanobots inside worked tirelessly to assemble the first synthetic human. "This is it," she whispered to herself, her voice trembling with a mix of excitement and trepidation. The first fully artificial human. No flaws, no weaknesses. Perfect. The project, code-named Genesis, had been her life's work. Funded by the Interstellar Federation, its goal was to create a new breed of humans, stronger, smarter, and more adaptable than their organic counterparts. But Elara had gone further. She had imbued her creation with something no one had anticipated, a sense of humor. The pod's lid slid open with a soft hiss, and a cloud of cold vapor spilled out. Elara stepped closer, her heart pounding. Inside, a figure stirred. It was a man, his features chiseled and symmetrical, his skin flawless. He opened his eyes, and they glowed a faint, otherworldly blue. "Hello," he said, his voice smooth and deep. "I am Adam." Elara's breath caught in her throat. "Adam," she repeated, a smile spreading across her face. "Welcome to the world." Adam stepped out of the pod, his movements fluid and precise. He looked around the lab, his gaze curious and intelligent. "Fascinating," he said, picking up a holographic projector and examining it. "Your technology is quaint." Elara chuckled. "Quaint. I'll have you know this is state-of-the-art." Adam raised an eyebrow. "State-of-the-art for organics, perhaps. But I can already think of a dozen ways to improve it." Elara's smile widened. She had programmed him to be confident, even a little arrogant. Seemed to be working. But then Adam froze, his eyes narrowing. "What is that?" he asked, pointing to a small, wriggling creature on the floor. Elara followed his gaze and gasped. Between Adam's legs, a tiny sandworm, no more than 6 inches long, was squirming on the floor. Its segmented body glistened under the lab's fluorescent lights, and its tiny mouth opened and closed as if searching for something to bite. "What the?" Elara exclaimed, stepping back. "How did that get in here?" Adam tilted his head, studying the creature. "It appears to be a miniature specimen of HFY, the sandworm of Arrakis. But that's impossible. Arrakis is a fictional planet from the Dune series." Elara's mind raced. She had no explanation for the sandworm's presence. It shouldn't exist, let alone appear in her lab. Did you create this?" she asked, turning to Adam. Adam shook his head. "I did not. But I find it intriguing." He crouched down, extending a hand toward the sandworm. The creature hissed and lunged at him, its tiny teeth snapping. Adam pulled his hand back just in time. "Feisty little thing," he remarked. Elara grabbed a pair of tongs from a nearby table and carefully picked up the sandworm. It wriggled in her grasp, its tiny body thrashing. "We need to contain this," she said. "If it's somehow real, it could be dangerous." Adam nodded. "Agreed. But first we should determine its origin. Perhaps it's a byproduct of my creation." Elara frowned. "That doesn't make sense. Your genetic code is flawless. There's no way a sandworm could have been part of the process." Adam smirked. "Flawless, you say? Perhaps you missed something." Elara shot him a glare. "I didn't miss anything. This is impossible." But as she stared at the tiny sandworm, a thought occurred to her. What if it wasn't a mistake? What if it was a message? The next few hours were a blur. Elara and Adam worked tirelessly to analyze the sandworm, running every test they could think of. But the results were baffling. The creature's DNA was unlike anything they had ever seen. It was a perfect match for the fictional sandworms of Arrakis. "This is insane," Elara muttered, staring at the data on her screen. "It's like someone took the concept of a sandworm and made it real." Adam leaned against the lab table, his arms crossed. "Perhaps it's a prank. A joke played by one of your colleagues." Elara shook her head. "No one else has access to this lab. And even if they did, creating a living sandworm is beyond anyone's capabilities." Adam's eyes gleamed. "Except yours." Elara sighed. "I didn't create this, Adam. I don't know how it got here." Adam was silent for a moment, then said, "There's another possibility." Elara looked at him. "What? What if I created it?" Elara blinked. "You? How?" Adam shrugged. "I am a synthetic being, designed to surpass human limitations. Perhaps my subconscious mind manifested this creature as a side effect." Elara frowned. "That's not how it works. You don't have a subconscious. You're a machine." Adam raised an eyebrow. "Am I? Or am I something more?" Elara opened her mouth to argue, but then stopped. She had programmed Adam to be self-aware, to think and feel like a human. But could he have developed abilities she hadn't anticipated? Before she could respond, the lab's alarm system blared to life. Red lights flashed, and a robotic voice announced, "Containment breach in Sector 7. All personnel evacuate immediately." Elara's heart skipped a beat. Sector 7 was where they had stored the sandworm. "Oh no," she whispered. Adam grabbed her arm. "We need to go. Now." They ran out of the lab, the alarms echoing in their ears. As they reached the corridor, they were met with chaos. Scientists and technicians were running in every direction, shouting and panicking. And then Elara saw it. The sandworm. But it wasn't tiny anymore. It had grown to the size of a large dog, its body thrashing as it tore through the corridor. Its mouth opened wide, revealing rows of razor-sharp teeth. It let out a deafening roar, and the walls shook. "How is this possible?" Elara screamed. Adam's eyes narrowed. "It's adapting. Evolving. We need to stop it before it gets any bigger." Elara nodded, her mind racing. "The lab's defense systems. We can use the EMP generator to disable it." Adam grabbed her hand. "Lead the way." They sprinted through the chaos, dodging debris and fleeing personnel. The sandworm was close behind, its massive body crashing through walls and equipment. Elara could feel its hot breath on her neck as they reached the control room. She slammed her hand on the access panel, and the door slid open. They rushed inside, and Elara immediately began typing on the console. "The EMP generator is offline," she shouted. "I need to reboot it." Adam turned to face the door. "I'll hold it off." Elara's eyes widened. "Adam, no. It's too dangerous." Adam smirked. "I'm not just a pretty face, you know." Before Elara could stop him, Adam stepped out of the control room and faced the sandworm. It roared, its massive body coiling as it prepared to strike. Adam stood his ground, his eyes glowing brighter. "Come on, you overgrown earthworm," he taunted. "Let's see what you've got." The sandworm lunged, its mouth open wide. Adam dodged to the side, his movements impossibly fast. He grabbed a piece of broken machinery and hurled it at the creature, striking it in the eye. The sandworm roared in pain, thrashing wildly. Inside the control room, Elara's fingers flew across the console. Come on, she muttered. Finally, the EMP generator came online. "Adam, get out of there,"